Uh, Welcome back, guys. We I'm very sorry that I've delayed you guys. Um, but we are back, still and in full function. So since we are back, let's now proceed and see how far we can go. I guarantee you will do all the sessions, do all the sessions that we usually do, all of them. We have to do 3 sessions and one more session. That's for 20 minutes, right? So this is the first one, and then in 3 hours time, I'll meet you guys again. I think in 2 hours time, I'll also meet you again, and then for it a day. And the video for yesterday will be uploaded anytime soon. As soon as I finish this one, um, I'll go ahead and upload that video. Okay. So for this hour, let's deal with um, Euro GBP and NZD card. Then can call it a day. Yeah, can call it a session. Sorry, because we deal with everything, but we go step by step, so you guys can really get the deeper concept behind all the movement and all the noise, right? Okay. Uh, so now, mm, as you can see, this is Euro NZD card. Even though you guys already know the analysis, let me just try to uh, replay this the best position ever. So you can see how this price goes close bearish on the weekly time frame. And this is a bearish engulfing trend, right? So when we see something like this already gives us a warning on how we should approach this market. But first of all, let's just try to analyze maybe since price went bullish at this point, maybe we can just go through how these trades, how we didn't end up taking any trade around this point here. Okay, because this is the level where I was supposed to be looking for buys upon seeing this bullish push, right? So can maybe start with the replay, and we'll take it from there. So you can see first thing we get is price having this high. You can see we get this high point right there. That's the pivot. We get this pivot, so now we want to buy. But the question is, where are we going to buy? Because everything is now bullish, and we only have to look for buys in respect to this weekly time frame. We can never go uh opposite the time frame, never. Okay, because the moment we go opposite, that means we don't follow the strategy, and we are exposing ourselves to more risk, and we are likely going to lose because the weekly time frame sets the tone of the market, especially if you're a swing trader. Okay, so make sure you're in line with its direction always at all time. Okay, uh, and you know what price is going to do next, right? So before I can really even go through my process of valuing this trade, if this is a weekly time frame and you know price has to buy, you expect price to sell a bit, right? Probably at this first OG level. So you expect price to sell a bit at this OG level. That's just something that's logical and something you would all expect before you take the buy, right? Um, so this would mean if you're a swing trader, you do nothing while this happens, right? If you're a scalper or intraday trader, you can take advantage of this retest and come out at this first OG level. You see, provided you know what the weekly is trying to do, you know the weekly is trying to buy. So that's how important this weekly time frame is. It shows you where the market is and what it's trying to do next. Then you can take advantage of that move. If you're a swing trader, that's why you don't now buy or sell when price is having these small major retests, you see? So that's what you expect as an intraday trader, but let's see what price does. Mm, okay, so price gives you that push, you see? So as for an intraday trader, this is very much enough. Just this small push here, in under 5 minutes, 1 minute can make someone way profitable. Just this small push here. So you see, just like that, you know how to use your weekly time frame. So that's how important it is. You know that price is at this point. We need to do this. You now start scaling in the lower time frame. You see? But with our strategy and our way of applying the markets, what we do is we now start waiting for possible buys at this point for us. Okay. Let me just try to maybe give this some color. Just a bit. Okay. That's enough. Let's see what happens. Okay, so price just gets the rejection. Price comes back at the level. So when price at this level, we now switch the daily time frame and see what's really going on. The weekly was bullish, but the daily time frame had a shift at this point here. If you can clearly see it. So we had the shift at this point. Price went bearish. When price was the first retest you saw, the one I was showing you, the past scalpers and the day traders took advantage of this small push here. You see? So since that happened, what then price has to do if I'm a swing trader? We at this point, I now expect price to shift and go bullish in the daily time frame so I can then buy, you know. What price does is it remains bearish and then later on takes out this high, low high, makes a new high, and this becomes my high low. You see? And mind you, I think let me change the color of this also. Maybe something to yellow. Yeah, yellow. We already have yellow. Be too bright. And this fine. So, mind you, we already want to buy from. We can only buy at this point. So when price comes back here, it repeats the same thing. It goes back bearish. So I need the daily to shift, and the weekly is at this level, right? And this is Wednesday. So let's see how the weekly closes. Friday, right? So that's the weekly close. That's a very nice weekly close, especially if it's a rejection. this kind of rejection. This shows you that the weekly time frame might continue, might buy now. It's just a good indication. It's not yet decided, but it's just a good step. So if that's a good step, what happens is the same thing. Prices at this point, I'm looking for price to give me a lower high and a lower low. So we can see some progress there. We're having what might seem to be a lower high and a new lower low can be formed. Then we can wait for that shift and then we can buy. So that's what happened here. Okay. Okay, price gives us that lower low. So there is lower high, though it's just short. That's the lower high, and this is the lower low. So you see now lead to that shift is. So let's see what happens. Okay, price shifts. Price is now back bullish, and price has retested this level. Let's see what happens. Uh, price fails to hold. Yeah, you can see price fails to hold. So if this was a buy, this might be a loss. Yeah. If that's if because I've not seen what happened in the forward time frame. Because the moment the oh I see. You saw the when the shift happened, it was way far from our OG level there. So this gives us the next thing of we have to wait for price to retest and show us it's holding. I see why this went the other way. Yeah, just come back and show you it's holding because you can see the kind of shift. It was way far from our lower high here. Okay. And even if it gave us the bullish rejection candle, indecision candle, I'm sure maybe the forward time frame didn't do something that made this pair to buy. Or this was just a losing trade, no big deal. So price goes at the second OG level here. You can see we are now trading below. So the moment we're trading below, we're at this point. Now this is where we can look for buys. See? But you can only buy when the daily shifts because it's now bearish, right? So I still need the same thing to occur and then I can buy. So let's see what happens. Price makes that new, okay, price makes a new lower low and a new lower high at this level here. So what does this tells you? This tells you that you need to wait for price to break above this point and come back to this OG level. So in this case, possibly you want the break, then the retest, and then a daily that breaks above this level here. Then you can catch a buy. You can see what price ends up doing. Okay, price ends up making another lower low. So this reduces. We are now looking for buys at this point. The moment price shifts at this point here, you see, this is where we're looking for buys. Mind you, this is the weekly time frame, so this is the weekly higher low. So once price breaks below, everything is ruined. So price fails to break below, you see, price rejects. So we have some bit. Okay, price breaks above. But the moment price breaks above, this is a very nice break. You can see the next day how price retests back deeply to this level here. You see why I always say price will always retest to that point that led to the break at that point there. That's why you're seeing this price coming back at this one here. Okay. So the only reason price is retesting this level, I'm sure in the four will track back at it. Let me circle this so we can come and see what really made this sell. The only reason is price is retesting this point is obviously the 4 wasn't holding, especially with this kind of strong bullish push. You see, so let's continue. Okay, you can see price almost even going back to taking out our level here. uh and then price is now just playing around. Price okay, price goes bearish, you can see. We are back bearish at this point. So we can only buy when price is above this OG level here. And if you try to drag this all the way here, you can see it's a daily OG level. It's just not a weekly OG level, but a daily OG level is also valid for buys. You can see, oh, actually I even have it here. Yeah, I have it here, you see. See, I already had it there. It was just faint. So it changes here. This is a bit favorable compared to this OG level that's right next to my my weekly higher low. So I'll consider this one here. See? So you can see how I'm just adjusting. So you can see all these OG levels are being tested. Uh and let's see. Nothing. Okay, we get the break, but you see this kind of break, they should even should just tell you right from the jump that you need to wait. This kind of break it shows you that price is now in line, but it's become an edge setup instead of a B. So you need price to show you it's holding at this level when it retests it. Um, And remember what I told you, most of the time when you see a very strong bullish push, it's very likely that you'll see another bullish continuation. So we are up at this point. So we will now see if price will retest this level and show us it's holding, or will come back at this OG point here where it had the shift from. So let's see how price plays out. Okay, price just rejects, does nothing. Okay, price comes back at this point. So now we're at this level. Let's see if the daily will hold. Okay, price fails to hold, so we are breaking below. So the only way we can buy is if the daily, if the, oh, what did I do? The only way we can buy is if the daily has a very strong bullish close above this OG level. Then we can switch our interest to the 4 hour time frame. Okay, it has that break, and once it has this break, this is a very nice confirmation. But let's also circle back so we can see why it didn't buy in the 4 hour time frame, right? Okay. Maybe I can do something like this so we can just come and know why it didn't buy. Because I can't replay on the 4 hour time frame, it refuses. Okay. Maybe let's see. You see, it refuses. I've not yet done the premium, but we will soon. So the daily is still bullish, by the way. I just didn't hold that point. And in cases like this, there has to be a very good reason why I didn't buy, because obviously I was with you on this trade. Uh, Price still does nothing. Okay, and you see why I caught my buy. This is where I caught my buy at this point, and this is where I lost from here. I ended up catching this buy after price broken inside. I think by this time I was still perfecting the trade, the strategy. Instead of seeing that my daily is trading below the OG level, let me wait for price to break above at least. I was so impatient and switched to the 4 hour time frame because I think I missed this. Maybe that's what made me to buy this point. Then price ended up going below again, taking out this OG level. So once price breaks above there, it's a sign that you can look for buys when price comes back at this point. You can see and price bought, so you can see what happened. Price broke above. If you tested this level, gave us an engulfing daily candlestick, and then price. What did price do? It targeted all these lows, highs we are trying to buy from back to this point here from the jump. You see, uh, okay. So at this point, once we are back at this level, we can now still look for more buys. We just look for more buys. That's the key. You now look for more buys, and the daily has made the new higher high, which is this one, a new higher low here. Let's see if it's holding. Price fails to hold. Price comes back at this OG level. So we want to see if price will reject it. Price rejects with a nice bullish close. But price again later on makes a new lower low and engulfing below, making this double bottom. And then so we can wait for that double bottom break. That's a very nice indication. And price buys a bit. Price, yeah. So you can see what price does is price breaks above this double bottom and comes back at this level. Price buys, ends up making a new higher high. So this is even much interesting. We can now be only interested in buys at this point here, because this is where I got the rejection from, even though price just took out this previous higher high. And that's where price then buys above, and then price deeply retests inside. So you can see we're looking for buys at this point, and then price came at this point and is now below the level, and this is our higher low. You see? So I can't buy at this point because it's next to my higher daily higher low. Because once price takes out this level, the daily is bearish and I can't really buy anymore. This is not useful for now. Same as this one, it's not useful for now. This one, we can use it as another confirmation. So you see now I'm valuing this trade step by step. We can use it as other words. So you can see this buy here is what led to all these massive buys until targeting this higher high. So you would have just bought this and held for all this long by such days, but it gives you the money though. So the thing is, we can only buy when price is above this level for now. It breaks above this level. I can't buy when price is at this point because it's closer to my daily my daily high low. If price comes at this level and then price fails to buy and gives me a new higher lower low, then I'll be now expecting for a new lower high and a new lower low, so I can have a shift at this same point and repeat the buy that I didn't get here. I didn't get this entry chance. I think you guys have been with me, so you know when we didn't buy this point, you know what was really going down there for a time frame, I'm sure. So it's either price will come and take out this lower high and give us a new lower low. Mm, Meaning we can only buy at the within these levels now, because the weekly is bullish, so we don't have to worry about the weekly for now. We only have to worry about the weekly when price is below this level here, because this is the weekly higher low. So we just have to be concerned over the daily time frame. So now we only have this box where we can buy from, right? And this is the OG level. And I told you price took out this higher last higher high, but price has a very high chance of coming back at this level. I remember telling you this last week when we're at this point. Even though price is showing you it's at this point, wait, price can easily come back at this level that led to the break, and we are here. So what do we need now? We need the daily time frame to show us it's buying by giving us a daily rejection that brings us back at this point. You see? This is what we need to see. And if it wants even an extra weak pullback, that takes out this engulfing, but later on the daily closes at this point. Okay? Because what are you going to see when you get this daily uh engulfing up here? You'll see something interesting in the forward time frame. So you can see also in the forward time frame that this during the same level, um where we want to buy from. You can see this is where we want to buy from. Once we are above this level. But if you can look at this, this should just easily show you that this price is likely to take out this daily time frame. Why? Because the 4 hour has to make a new lower high and a new lower low, then it shifts it. You see? So that once price breaks above this level here, we will be bullish. We'll just be waiting for a retest and an engulfing, and we can buy. You see? Because that will all lead to a daily bullish close above. You see? And that can be with 2 candlesticks. That's still fine. Or it can be with 3 or just 1. But all that needs this daily. I need that for a shift, because if that's the case, the only way I can buy is if the 4 hour breaks above this level, because this is the 4 hour lower high and this is the 4 hour lower low, meaning if price decides to just immediately buy back out here, I will be waiting for the 4 hour time frame once it breaks above and then retests, and then we can buy. So in this case, this one might also work, but provided that price breaks above the 4 hour time frame at the OG level right there, you see. So in this case, I'm open with buying at 2 spots. We can buy at this level or we can buy at this level here, but we won't just pay attention to this one because it's not near to our concern right now. So the only thing we can write is waiting for our SOS, which is shift and daily sign of holding. You see? So this what uh, not holding, what's holding? Okay. So this makes us open to anything that happens, right? But once the daily goes bearish, I'm out of the trade. Okay? And once daily goes bearish, trade invalid. Okay? We wait for the shift next week. So we can buy only if price does 2 things, right? If price makes a new lower low in the 4 hour time frame and shifts it and come back at this level with that push, or price doesn't do that but comes back and then takes out this 4 hour lower high there. Okay, so this means that the daily should break above this level in order to show me I can buy this price. If it breaks below and goes, if the daily breaks below this level here, this trade is invalid, then I have to start waiting for the shift again. Okay, so that's the analysis for this pair. It's very nice. It's a very interesting pair. uh, it's a very interesting pair, and the analysis is very straightforward. And you can see it's clean. We just need a break above here or a break above here. So what I'm saying is, even if this break can be a daily bullish candle that engulfs the previous daily time frame, that would be fine for me, because the 4 hour will just shift and I'll wait for the retest and then buy. You see? Or if it will be a conservative break, we'll see if the 4 hour will be if the 4 hour will make a new lower high and a new lower low so that we can buy at this point. But if we don't get that as well, we'll just wait until the 4 hour shifts and just buy. But this is the only way we can buy. Okay, so it's a very nice setup, very nice setup that I would want you guys to uh follow me trade next week. Um then what what do we have next? So what do we have next? Though the weekly close with a very strong bearish reaction. Uh this is a very good sign that this shows you that the trade has a very high chance of the daily shifting just for now. Okay, or even if or again the weekly. has a high chance of buying all the way back. Because the weekly is now trading at a level which has no any OG level. You can see if we scroll down here, unless if we consider this point here as an OG level also, this point here, then we can consider it, because also price is rejecting. We have a rejection, we have a rejection, we have a rejection. So maybe price can shift from this point. I think that's an OG level. Actually it is at this point. Yeah. So let's do this for recaps why I didn't buy. Oh yeah, so you can see why I didn't buy at this point. The only way I could have bought is if price shifted on the 4-hour time frame at this level, because I was looking for buys, and that didn't happen. You can see price didn't buy, so that's why we didn't participate in this trade. And then the 4-hour ended up making a shift below the level, and then the break, you see. And the bad part is when the 4-hour retested, it retested below. So after price breaking above, I was supposed to wait for price to retest and then give me an engulfing, and then I can buy. But I didn't wait for that. And this was a very unnecessary loss I would have avoided easily. But I just forgot, I just didn't have that concept of once price breaks below the level you want to buy, you need to wait for it to break above and retest the same level and give you the entry signal, then you buy. But I didn't wait for that, so I got fried and I learned. Also here you see we're looking for buys, but you can clearly see that the 4-hour the shift here quite right. And when price was at this level, mm, when price was at this level, you see there was no any entry. When price retested this point, either at this level you had no engulfing, either at this previous level, and it was even way below our OG level, making this trade so hard to take. Because you can see, let me just do this. This is where price came back, and you can see it just dropped below and even went straight bearish. So that's why we didn't execute that. And I told you when I zoom in, you'll see the reason why we didn't buy. So now price on the 4-hour time frame is at this level here. So we can either get some reaction or we won't get any reaction. And then we'll move off what price will show us. But this is a very fun trade to take. It's very fun. And did we do this one? Okay, then let's do Euro GBP, and then we can call it a session. We've been analyzing this pair the whole week, so I won't really waste much of your time. But I just want you to try to pay attention to this move that's going on here. Okay, and you tell me if you find it interesting or if you find it quite difficult to understand. But look at this, just look at this. This is the lower high and this is the lower low, right? That's the first important thing you have right there. You're scaling your foundation. You identify your intuition over the trade. You now say, okay, my direction is selling regardless what happens until the weekly is taken out as a swing trader. That's the first thing. Second thing, if you can really see, you have a very nice head and shoulder here, right? That's the next confirmation you have. Even though you don't use it, but you can see it's a very nice head and shoulder. The daily time frame, right? So if I can just replay this a bit, but I'll be a bit fast, just on the weekly time frame, from this level here. Okay, we can see the first place we want to sell is when price retests this level here, because that's the most logical place where price had a very nice low, so it can continue selling. So let's see what happens. Uh, Price first plays around this level, gives a bit of a sell, comes back at this level, closes with a strong bullish engulfing. Uh, so you can see when price engulfed below, price was supposed to close with a strong bearish engulfing to show us that price will continue selling, but price rejected and showed that price will continue buying for a bit. Uh, let's continue. Price price is at this second OG level. Let me just try to highlight it so you can see it. You see, price is at that level. Let's see what happens. Price shows it's holding. Price sells. Okay, that's good. Uh, though it doesn't complete the sales. Okay, price continues selling. Why? Because of this reaction at this point here leads to this sell. So this OG level holds. That's very nice. Uh, and price continues selling back to this level. So if you want to join these sales, you can only sell when price retests this OG level here. This is also another OG level. Yeah. But this is just a weekly, just a fast recap. You can see price gives you you see what I always tell you, when price breaks below, you just get the immediate break at the week OG level. Weekly OG level, expect a pullback in price to continue selling. And you can see there is a trade right there. There's a trade right there. But I think we lost. We will make money from, no, yeah, we lost because uh why did I lose it? My stop loss was very tight. Yeah, I remember that was why I lost. And price is still at the same level. You can still look for sales. Maybe at this same or second first OG level, the same thing applies. Uh, price comes back at this OG level. We can look for sales. Mm, okay, price breaks below. Let's see. Okay, price ends up closing at that point there. So since we're at this point, we can only sell again after a rejection. And look at this major rejection. Takes out this OG level, the second and the third. And then let's see what happens. Price ends up engulfing again the level. And price ends up making a new lower low and a new lower high. You see this point here, right? So since we have this new lower low and a new lower high, we can sell only within these levels here. And right now, as you can see, this is the first OG level where I will look for sales. Let's see what happens. Okay, price. Oh, price fails to, I was just too fast. Price fails to break below, so it still remains the same level. Okay. Mm, closes. Okay, so when price closes, you can see it closes in between these two OG levels. But let's see how the weekly close. Uh, this is the weekly engulfs this level. So what does this show you? If you remember what I showed you last time at this point, once you just get that weekly break of an OG level, expect a weak pullback and price to continue selling. So here, the only thing that's there is they will have a weak pullback and price to continue selling, or a weak pullback at that level and price to continue selling. You see? So just like that, you already know where you're going on the weekly time frame. So let's try to see the daily time frame. If it's making sense and in line with mm, the weekly time frame, right? So you can see this is the daily lower high and this is the daily lower low. But price takes it out at that point, so this becomes a new lower low. This becomes a new lower high. So this means these for now are invalid. They're just too far from uh, being a threat for now. This one is also too far. Then the first one, yeah, we can first pause here a bit and try to analyze this. So we already know we can only buy at this point. We can only sell within these levels here in the daily time frame. So this is a very nice trade. So in the daily time frame, we can also see when price made the new lower low here, it has to start going back to the OG levels. The first OG level, price failed to hold. The second OG level, price broke above and had a weak pullback at this other OG level, but ended up giving us a 2, right? So when we got this 2, this is what we wanted on a Monday, if you remember. But when we got this on a Monday, we're expecting price to give us a 4-hour retest at this point so we can sell, right? But that 4-hour retest didn't happen. Price ended up selling selling even further on Tuesday, then ended up giving us a retest on Wednesday, Thursday, and a rejection at this OG level. But what price does is price breaks below the second OG level. You see, shifting our focus to this point here. Okay, price shifting our focus to this point here. So this means we can sell at this level. Uh, can sell at this level, and the only difference why first let me switch to forward time frame before I can conclude something. So you can see what I'm trying to talk about here, and what really happened was price had a shift at this level here. This was the shift I was telling you about. And when price broke below, we were expecting price to make another lower high before the actual break so we can have some pivot to sell from, but that didn't happen. So we're still waiting for 4-hour to retest, and the 4-hour made the new lower low, making the 4-hour bearish. So when price started approaching these buys, I was very happy because I knew when prices would be in this level, I'll just be waiting for a shift and a sell. You see? Mm. So then what happens is when this is what I'm looking for. If this happens, then I'll be very confident in selling. But what price ends up doing is it just taps into the level and makes a new lower low. And this lower low happens in between in another OG level zone. This one here. You see? But what we're saying is the weekly can give us a weak pullback, either at this point or that point, then sell. You see? So how do we analyze this pair? Uh, if you look at this pair, my exit plan is this point here, because this is the lowest point price has ever been. So this is also the lowest point. I can also stretch myself in selling this trade, because I don't know if price will take out this low or not. Okay. So if you can clearly look at this, the point where I can make a logical sell is at this point here, when price breaks below and then sells, right? But this is not a level of, this is not a theology level. That's one thing, right? So what then, the what choice I have is one interesting thing. Since I want to buy at this point here, what do we need price to do? We need price to make just a small lower high and a small lower low, so that when we come back at this point, we'll be bullish and we can wait for that shift. You see? This is what we want price to do from here. uh, so that when we break, at least when I catch a sell, even my risk to reward ratio will be something making sense for me and you, because at least if I put my stop around there, we can get at least a minimum of 1 to 3. But if we enter at this point, look at where my 1 to 3 will be. I have to stretch myself. So the risk to reward here is not making sense. But if I put at this point here, at least I have some edge in the market of gaining a very reasonable return, then why sell low? Uh why sell low when I can sell high? So this is what we expect. And why I'm confident in this is because the weekly time frame closed bearish and you expect a weak pullback for price to continue selling. That's just how this time frame usually moves. Rarely does it just opens with a straight push. So we might get that pullback at that point, or even way inside, then we can sell. Okay. So now the question is, what if price ends up doing something like this? Yes, we can sell. Okay, we can still sell. Uh, Provided it happens at this level. Okay, provided price the sale happens at that level where we have planned to catch the sale, that's fine. This is different from NZD card, where I've put NZD card as 2 points where I can sell from. Because if this shift happens at this point here, that's where the 4 hour will go bearish. You see, if the shift happens from this second OG level, that's when the 4 hour will be in line with the trade. But if you look at this trade here, everything is perfect. The 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly. So, what do I want? I want something to be imperfect before everything aligns. Meaning the 4 hour time frame is my largest bet on this. Meaning I expect it to break above and disrespect this lower high just for a bit, and then it can sell at this OG level. Get? That's the main job. And so we can either get the break at this point, uh, and then we can sell. And your other question would be, what if price breaks and gets the shift at this point, and then gives us that? Uh, uh, that's a very good question. But remember, my only interest is when price is at this point. That's all. Because the moment the 4 hour is taken out and price now ends up giving an entry at this point, the weekly will be bullish for not having an entry here. So it can take them out, but I want price to come back at this level. So I'm trading knowing that the weekly is just recorrecting from this weak pullback and it's about to open that weekly body candle, you see? Rather than me trading when I know this is a weak pullback and the bullish candle has already started forming. You see, you see, it will make sense when the markets open if we get that analysis. But just know for this trade, the only position where I can buy from is this level here. That's all. Price can give me a tap at that point, that's fine. I'll still be waiting for a very nice retest at this, because if it's selling for real, for sure it has to come back here. So for this hour, we end here and we'll continue in the next one. See you. I'm back, guys. So I told you we'll have another video, and we can also have another one around 7. Yeah, I think we'll also have another one around 7. And then from 8 to 10, maybe that's when we can take a break. So we can just come and do the last one at 10 p.m. Then we can call it night. But yeah, so now we have for this one we'll deal with NZD, AUD, NZD, and NZD USD. Okay, both of these are selling, and they are they are all going the same direction. It's just that one is a B trade, and one is a A trade. And we've been analyzing this since last week, if you remember. I put this structure here to help you learn about the S setup and the B setup trades so that you guys can just know um, the whole approach to this movement. So the first thing is the first thing is this is weekly time frame. This is the weekly time frame. So the weekly time frame shows me that we closed bearish at this point and we can look for sales. But if you can see that this uh if you can see that this is a week out, if I put in the weekly time frame, you see that price that's at this major week at this point. That's the one you're seeing there. So what does this show us? It shows us that uh price at the sell-off, even though price had bought a bit above the weekly time frame. So we are still looking for sales as long as the daily is around this level. And given that when the weekly close is not above this point. So the first thing that happens is, in this case, we find ourselves in a trade where everything is in line. You can see the weekly time frame is also respecting this level, right? So this is a very good example of what I call an asset tap. So you guys can see what I always talk about and what I'm always emphasizing on every day when we're analyzing these pairs. All right. So what we then have here is we get to see that price is at this level, at our OG level, first of all. Then, if you remember, I told you the same thing that NZD card did. I told you if we can try to replay this, knowing that the weekly is bearish, right? Maybe just from here, we know that the weekly is bearish. I think we just do it from this table here. So we know that the weekly is bearish, so we just want the daily shift so we can sell, right? Mm, and in this case, we can see that this is the lower high, higher low, and this is the higher high, and this is a higher low and a higher high, and this is a uh, lower low, and that's a lower high. So everything is in line, and price, you can notice that price is coming to respect this level. If you see this level where price had the shift, you see, so that's where price is aiming for, and you can see what happens when price touches there, but price breaks above, right? So in many cases, you would want to sell the moment you see price is at this level. Let me show you what I'm trying to explain to you guys. You would want to sell the moment you see price touching at this level, but no. This is where you got the initial shift and there's an OG level. So this OG level is a bit more uh important. And then you can see the price even goes bullish. And so now you're waiting for a shift here because the weekly is bearish. So uh let's see what happens. Mm, So since price is at this point, we're now hoping for price to buy higher so it can shift, then we can sell, right? See what happens. Okay, price now breaks higher, so we are bullish. So meaning we'll be looking for sales when price is at below this zone here. Okay, and this will be a big trade because we're only waiting for that small shift, then we can sell. Then look at that strong break. So this kind of break makes everything bit by bit because price has now broken way below our OG level, and this one has to be another OG level. Okay, so uh uh You can see this can be a retest. Mm, and once price is at this point, there's a chance we can sell, right? Because we are below this OG level. But if you look at this clearly, this is where we got the shift from here. So there is a high chance that price will come back at this point. So if I'm selling at this level, I really need a lot of confirmation that price has no way going back to that point, right? So that's why now we introduce the holding tactic, the strategy. Because if you see I'm down short, this is why I was telling you, okay, if we get the retest at this point, we'll then see if price will hold, give us a 2 or a 3 or a 1, right? And then let's see what price later. Okay, so price ends up making another 3, another lower low. Okay. So since it's the lower low we have, what do we end up having? We need the retest at the OG level there. And price retest this level. You see? So when price retests this level here, you can see that price breaks above this point. And I told you we want to see how price is reacting from this zone. And let's see what happens. Okay, so what price ends up doing is it doesn't only retest this level, but you can see it breaks above to respect this premium level here. You see? So what does this trade now simply implies to us? We're in between of two OG levels, right? So this is the same thing with NZD card, like I was showing you. If we get a shift from this level, we can buy. If we get a shift from this daily level here, a bullish structure of showing us price is holding, we can buy. Because the only key that will be here once price breaks above is the 4 hours to shift. Because the 4 hour, this is the lower high of the 4 hour. So even if the daily closes at this range here, I can't really do anything because I need the 4 hour to shift, meaning I'll be expecting the daily to even drop lower. So in this case, there is a chance that we might buy from this point here because all that's left is we need the 4 hour shift and regardless of what the daily will do at this level. You see, now if you come to AUD NZD, price has retested this level, right? And if you can see now, if we go to the 4 hour time frame, price has has a higher low at this point. Price has a higher low and this is a higher high there. So what does this mean? We can only sell when price breaks below this level here and we can sell. But if you look at this, this is not an OG level where we can look for sales, right? Because it's way far from this level here. So what does this tell you? This tells you that price is likely to do what? To buy further and come back at this point, and then it can give you a shift around this level, and you can sell. You see? Because if it does this, it gives us a shift at this point. Trust me, we won't sell because if it can just drop, maybe Monday we just see a huge drop and price sells, breaks below, retest this level. That would be hard for us to sell because we'll be selling at the point where its price is not respected. Okay, this level. And trust me, I've tried doing this. I got stopped out plenty of times. Plenty. Unless we get the shift, then price has this kind of structure where it retests back here and it left and a lower high, then it comes back to this OG level, then we can sell. You see? So even here you can see the only thing that we're looking for is how clean that 4 hour shift will be when we get the daily holding candle, because that one will have it, which should be on Monday or any other day next tomorrow, this week. Uh, so this means that This is our day, this is our weekly, this is our daily OG level. Okay, so we need something to reject at this point. Okay, so even price can make a new higher high and come back at this level. This will still be fine. And what did I do? Price can come back at this level and give us the shift. That's still fine. We can sell. Okay, because this is the range where we are looking for price to sell from. The shift can happen at this point. Okay, this will still be a OG level, so we can sell. The shift can happen at this level. This would still be a OG level, so we can sell. You see? Uh, but the difference with Eurocard is if you see very clearly why I can't sell when price decides to come back at this point is the daily will have a close in this form. So you can see why I only have 1 point. The daily will have a close of this form. And when you see this kind of close, what do you have? You have a double bottom. And this means price is high, is likely to continue buying. You see? Price is likely to continue buying because of this uh pattern you're seeing, this one. But if you look at NZD card, when price when price gives us a shift at this point here, this is this is simply price showing me that okay, I'm bullish, but instead of retesting at your level, I retested inside and now I'm outside, so you can buy at this point. Or if I'm out at this level, the 4 hour will shift from there, we can still buy. Uh, but if we're lucky where the 4 hour gets to have a nice 4 hour lower low, like I was showing you here, that if we're lucky, that's if we're lucky. Because everything is just about or how price reacts at the end of the day, then we just adapt, right? We want to buy provided we are above this level, okay? So the thing is, we want to have a shift. We want the daily to come back at these two OG levels, right? Because it's now below. So in our advantage, I don't want price to just come back at this level like this. Because if it comes back like this, we only have two options where price has to come and make a new lower low and then shift from this level, then we can buy. Or price can make a very nice comeback where the daily even closes at this point. Then we have another daily closing above our our for our lower high. And what does that do? In the daily, it might be one strong bullish close like that, but in the 4 hour, we might get something like this, you see? We might get a structure point like that. So we can have a break and retest and then buy, you see? Uh, yeah, this is. So what does this mean? When the daily closes at that level, the 4 hour is also most likely to close above this point. Meaning when we wait for that daily pullback that comes back here, the 4 hour have the retest and we can buy. Mm, and I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, but yeah, but this is what we want price to do for us so we can participate in this buy, you see. So that's why this is kind of a two-way thing, because if the 4 hour shifts from that level, it's an OG level still, you see. AUDNZD, if the 4 hour decides to make a new lower high and then a new higher high and shifts from this level, this is also an OG level, you see. We can still sell from this point. Or if price decides to do what, to continue making higher highs and higher lows and higher highs, then the daily gives a break below here and retest. Yes, we can still sell there. You see? And again, if price decides to break below and then break below here and then retest at this point, we can still sell because it's just took out there for our lower higher low. So that's the whole game because at the end of the day, all we want to see is how the daily is reacting, right? Because Right now we are in between. We don't know if this will end up being a two or will end up being a three. And remember, a three was a situation where price, I told you, ends up closing at this point, not these rejections you're seeing, but a very decent close at this level. And then we get another holding indication at that point like that. You see, is what I'm trying to say to you, my members. Imagine if we can get something like this from maybe Monday, something happens like this. This what does this mean? Price is holding, it's just that now it's holding at the second OG level, right? Because let me tell you, if we would have wanted, let me just tell you something to make even this easier. If we wanted, would have just made this all level or something like this, okay? Or increase it, just do this if we wanted. We would have easily done this. Would have easily done this because this is all an OG level. And we can sell from that point. I'm sure you can see the sense in this trade. Because if you switch on the 4 hour time frame, it's still the same thing. What do you want? You want price to show you it's holding, but you want price to give you a higher high. You see? So that in this case, if the 4 hour was to make a higher high and then shift it at this point and retest and then give you that engulfing, you would obviously sell. And that engulfing would be a daily bearish close like that. You see? Or yes, yeah, this was what you would see. And majority of you would sell. You see? So then if you would sell in this way, why would you not sell? Why would you not sell when price is at this point here? And but how was the levels first? Why would you not sell when price is at uh how was the level? When price was at this point here? Hmm, why would you not sell if price was at this level? Is this the way I drew this? Okay, let me just try to. Okay, so you see it's the same thing. It's just one and the same thing. That's why you're saying me saying I can either sell at that level or at this level. Because if you look at the weekly time frame, if you clearly look at the weekly time frame, the only point where we can sell from is this level. This is the OG level. It's just one. You see? It's just one. But the thing is, on the daily time frame, it's showing two. That's why you've seen me adding these two positions because of the daily time frame sake. We have an OG level here and we have an OG level there, and this has to be respected. And so that's why you're seeing me saying if it happens at this point, fine, we can still sell. Okay? Even if it decides to shift from this level here, uh, uh, okay. So even if price decides to shift at this point, we can still sell. Okay? At that point, we can still sell. So don't stress yourself too much. Yeah. So this is the O analysis. I just wanted to make it fun. So that's why you saw me put oh price as if it price respects the first OG level, so you might learn how to react from these situations. Okay, but it's one and the same thing. And so that's all we from this point, we just expect price to either make this three move that you are seeing, these three move that you are seeing, or price to just simply make a strong bearish close. Anything can happen, my brother. Or a price makes a simply bearish close outside that level. And there's nothing you can do but just adapt with the guide of the what? The 4 hour time frame. As long given the 4 hour time frame gets its shift, uh you are home and dry. But that's why you see me always saying we first see how the daily close, because the 4 hour time frame, it easily snaps, it easily changes, because you can get this same shift in a day and then price ends on giving you a bullish can candlestick daily or a bearish weak candle. Then you just see price by the next day. So that's why I prefer first making sure that you all first get the important part, which is seeing the daily the daily time frame having its holding. First, when it gets the say, shows us what price really wants to do, then we can really move on to the next step, because it's easier when you know what price is trying to do and is saying to you. Okay, so these are the two things we'll be looking at. uh so from here, what I can say is price is still at this point. We don't know if we'll get these two, or price will end up giving us a three. Okay, so we are still weighing our options. So this is where we are in this trade, but this might be the first time I might catch a trade in this pair. I'm always not catch it. They always leave me AUD, NZD. Mm, Now uh next we have NZD USD. Interesting. Okay. Because if AUD NZD from the start was an A setup, we were just waiting for that holding thing to show us, right? But you can see that for this pair, the whole week we were waiting for the daily to shift. Okay, and you can see the weekly time frame did a very nice job. And and if you just look at this weekly time frame, you would even know that this price is very, very ready to sell. Among all these, you can see it's Euro, NZD, USD. Even NZD card might buy, but you can see there's that you need a lot of things to really give you the direction, because this is really a weekly engulfing candlestick. And for you to get a confirmation, you need at least a strong bullish momentum next week. Okay? NZD USD, also you need price can sell, but you also need some confirmation. AUD NZD, also price may sell, but you can look at the my buy, but you can look at the type of candlestick we have. But when you look at these two, you can see NZD USD respecting our trend, Euro GBP respecting our trend, and most of these other ones, starting from USD card, at least USD card, everything is in line. ADJPY, at least everything is in line. USD in line. Eurocard opposite. GPAUD opposite. GP card opposite. AUD USD opposite. USD CHF opposite. This one opposite. That one, at least this one is at least aiming our direction, but not yet ready. This one also opposite. So the only ones that are clean is NZD USD and Euro GBP. This can even tell you that we're only likely to catch trades in these two and maybe just speculate on these two, the other three. Or we can remove one here or even add NZD USD card. You never really know. You never really know. So, but let's still continue analyzing. We are still have another 1 hour, 20 minutes extra session to make up our mind. So don't stress yourself a bit. Just relax and let me walk you through this whole uh situation. Okay? So if you see, our intention from the jump has been waiting for price to break below the daily time frame because the daily has been bullish. You can see from since the jump, which was at this point here, we got the shift at this level, and from the jump, price has been bullish, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Went bearish a bit, but still became bullish, higher high, higher low. So what the all essence was, we needed the shift to happen here. You see, that was the whole strategy. We wanted the shift so we can be in line with the trade. But the only negative thing we got was price ended up selling more, ending making this trade to become an A trade where we have to wait for price to show us it's holding. Because if this sale was just right immediate after that higher low, right just after that higher low, we would have simply just switched to a forward time frame, wait for a reaction, continue with the sales. So since price that did all that, what does that tell us? That easily tell us the thing I'm just from teaching you. We have to start waiting for price to retest and show us it's holding. Okay? Because yes, price might sell, but we need to see if price is holding. Because if NZD USD sells, this one will also sell, and this buy will be invalid. Okay? So for us to have this buy, we need a very strong bullish close engulfing this daily close. Okay? NZD USD, we need price to retest this level because now it's a trade. We need price to retest this level and show us it's holding, and then we can sell. And in this case, for this pair, I only have one level that I would be really interested in selling from. It's just this point here. Okay? Because once price is outside of this level, I'm now waiting for price to show me it's holding at that point. So I won't want to buy from here to sell from this level here. Okay? So what does this tell us? We need price to start buying above, to start having that buying momentum. We need buyers, and then we need a very strong bearish engulfing daily, by the way. Okay? When we get this, we'll know this is valid. Okay? And the same thing might happen at this level here, right? And if it happens at that point, that will be fine. But the only thing that's important is we want to see if the daily is holding, right? And if you can clearly see, this is one almost the same analysis. The only thing is that the daily is bearish and that one, the daily is bullish. So what does this tell us now? I need price to come back here, right? So if price comes back here and shows me it's holding, we then switch to the forward time frame. So now if you look to the forward time frame, in accordance to just what we saw in the daily time frame, if this was the forward time frame, you want price to retest at this level here, right? Where price at the shift at this point. So from the forward time frame as well, we can see this is the point where price had a very strong break here. So what does this tell you? It tells you that price is most likely to tap into this level
before it sells if the intention is to sell. And if you want, we can try it this week and we'll see. This is what will happen. Price one will tap into this level, either with a weak rejection or a full candle closure. Price will tap into this level. And if it doesn't tap into that level, we are better off doing nothing. Because remember, if this price shifts, if this price shifts, the 4 hour shifts and does this retest and gives you this, the NZD card pair will start buying. Okay. So what does this mean for us to be safe here? How we approach this situation where NZD card will buy and this one then has to buy as well. Then if this one sells, the other one also has to sell. So one will be wrong and one will be right. They can't both go the same direction. Okay? Unless if there's something that happens in the USD pair or in the Canadian dollar currency or US dollar currency. Otherwise, they all follow the NZD movement. Okay. So now what this means is when price retests this level here, okay? When price retest this level, my best approach, okay, because here we're now analyzing the best approach we can have, where we know that if we take a sell here, we are okay with watching it go bullish and a buy happen in NZD card and feeling nothing wrong with the results, okay? Because we don't want to buy and say, "Ah, I would have just sold the other one," right? You see? So how we do it here is we have two options and only two options. It's either price makes a new lower low in the 4 hour time frame, and then price retests with this bullish push. And when price is at this level, okay, the daily gives us a holding candle, which will lead to the shift on the 4 hour time frame. Then we can sell. You see, this is the first analysis. We are going to have this one, the 4 hour time frame. Or price, making this even tapping into this level a bit, or price can continue with the same buys, maybe even not respect this level, take out this low. But when we take out this low, this 4 hour high, and we see that price ends up mm, when price is at this point here, we won't do anything. Okay. Why are we not going to do anything? Is because this same point is a point where NZD card might buy and NZD might also buy. Okay. So in price at this point, we won't be doing any trades at all, right? So we can just be safer that, okay, this strong bullish close will lead to a bearish close. Meaning if we have a bullish close at this point, we'll still depend on the daily holding thing to happen. You see, all we need is that daily holding. That's why when you joined me for the first time, all you just hear me say is, I need the daily holding time frame, daily to show me it's holding because of these situations. If price comes back here, the 4 hour time frame will be at that point. You see? And if the forward time frame is at that point, remember, NZD card will also be at the same point where price is most likely to what? To buy here. You see? So now, if price breaks above and retests and gives me an engulfing, why should I be looking for sales here? You see? When price is at this point here. So the only way I can sell this is even if price taps into this level, I want to only sell when price is below this position here. That's the only point that I'll be selling from so I can be safer. Okay? Mm, so with that said, we leave these two. That's why you saw me saying I only have one position where I'm interested in participating in this trade. Only this same level here. Okay? That's the only thing I need. And that's the only thing that will help us uh take this sale safely without being concerned of oh, I would have taken the buy, I would have taken the what, you see? So uh first thing is we want the forward to make a new lower low. Okay. If the forward doesn't make a lower low and price comes back with this strong push, when price is at that point, I'll simply just be waiting for price to show me to reject back in my level here. This will even show me that the 4 hour has shifted, then I can still sell. You see? So through me just waiting for this shift here, it guarantees me a sell at the same spot still. Because the thing that will determine this sell is the daily shift. So once I get that daily shift, what do? I get the daily shift, even though price is at this point. But I'm not really buying, selling at this point. I'm still waiting for price to come back here because when price is below this level, I know we want to sell. Okay. And if price wants to buy, when price gets that back break above, it will have a very nice retest and a very nice engulfing. And then USD card, NZD card will be ready to buy. But if this fails, even NZD card won't give you this and price will start selling to give us an entry in this selling other pair. So that's how we play it smart with this trade. Okay. Mm, we're just going to wait for price to align itself nicely for us. Okay. And once the Monday daily closes below this point here, this trade is normal. Okay, so we'll just see what happens. So since we've gone through all these, the next session, you might have a summary of all, and then go through AD card. Then we'll see if we might remove one or add any of these three. So stay tuned. Uh, welcome back, guys. So as we continue, this is 8 p.m. where so let me just try to go through the the analysis and we can just continue from there. So we only have one pair to go through, which is which is a UD card, and I think after we go through AUD card, then we can try to go through these other ones here. Maybe I go through these two, go through these two, then we'll maybe choose the ones we can add. Okay. Mm. I was thinking if we can, I was thinking if we can maybe go through this one and then we can also do a recap on these three so that when we meet on the close, I can just update you on the pairs we are going to be trading. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Uh, so for AUD card, uh, wait, what am I saying? Do you think this shifted? Oh yeah, price didn't actually shift. Price didn't actually shift. So if we put first, this is how we're looking. This is our high, and this is our higher low. So if this is our higher low, this is our high. If we use the daily time frame, we also result to the same thing. This being our high, this being our higher low. Okay. So, in this case, if we try to analyze this, we can clearly see that this was a high here. So if this is a high, we expect price to retest back at this point here. Okay. So when price retests back at this point, uh uh we let me just try to maybe rewind this a bit so you can just try to follow me, and you can maybe at least grasp our intention of the buys, how they came into consideration, right? So you can see this is what we had. This was the weekly high low. This was the weekly high. And if this is the weekly high low and this is the weekly high, if we switch to the daily time frame, this is a high as well. This is a high low, right? And if price comes back here, we can wait for price to come back at this here. Okay. So now price is at this level. What we need is we need to buy, right? And if you look at this, the type of analysis we're having, this is a this is a what? This is an A setup. Why? Because we remember the A setup, we just need price to show us it's holding once it retests our OG level here. And we get the retest first of all. So when we get the retest, now our intention shifts. This is where we want to buy from. Okay. And if this is where we want to buy from, this means that when price comes back at this level, we want to see a rejection of price so we can buy. Now let's try to play this a bit. Okay. It's just that I think I let this one play as well. But still, you can see that when price came back here, the kind of holding pattern candle we had was this one. And if you can clearly see, this is not convincing enough that uh you expect a buy right there and right then. Why? Because of this kind of aggressive pullback you're having. Okay? Um, and that's why there was a potential of price breaking below. But let's just continue. So price closes, price breaks above. Okay. This is at least convincing because we are having the daily engulfing. This yeah, bearish engulfing candle there. Let's see if it engulfed this. Yeah, it's engulfing there. So you see, when we are the engulfing, This is at least better here because now we know that price has at least shown us it's holding proper compared to this one candle we had. Because unless if this was a conservative retest, if price was coming in this way with small daily bearish candles, so at least that bullish holding candle shows strength. But if you can look at this trade and this was your sell, you entered the sell and let's say mm, mm, you entered from here, right? And when you entered from here, uh, this is your take profit, right? Let's just say that was your sell. And then you see this strong bearish close. Do you think you'll be very much affected by this second uh let me do this so you can see. Do you think you'll be affected by this bullish rejection? No, you still expect price to continue selling because look at the look at the other daily look at the other daily engulfing candle. There is too much volume in this candlestick. So just that right there shows you that price needs at least a bit of room for change in order to guarantee you that move. Uh I also want to touch up on something, but I think I'll say it when we are at the final candlestick so you can understand it better. So let's just continue for now. So price continues moving. Mind you, we are looking for buys. Uh, the reason why I didn't catch this buy, this trade was ready to buy, I remember. And if you've been following me, you'll know we are ready to buy here. But the only reason was we are waiting for a Monday open, this one, to just give us the retest we needed on the 4 hour time frame. Just a simple retest and engulfing so we can buy. Everything was ready to go, but we didn't get the retest. Price opened with a very strong bullish candle. This led to a very strong push, you can see. So the whole thing was the whole week we're waiting for price to retest back here. And what it did was just a rejection and price continued buying. Okay. So the whole thing just stood. We're saying, okay, we can only buy long as we're at this point. Whatever happens within this zone, it's of no use to us. Okay. So now you see what price does. Price again as we tested back at this point, the same way it did here. You see? And what do we do? That's the question we are now being challenged with. And if you look clearly, the OG level should be at this point here. Yeah. So this means that we have to wait for price to what? To break above mm, this daily OG level because we are below. Okay? If you now switch to the 4 hour time frame, this is the 4 hour time frame, right? We can see that the only way we can buy is if price is at this level here. Because that's when we'll get the shift. You see? This is when we'll get the shift. So what does this tell us now? This says for us to get this perfect shift at our OG level, which will make sense for us to buy, we will need price to make a new lower low in the 4 hour time frame. Because this is the only OG level that is supporting our buy this week. So in this case, what I'm expecting is this lower low to make a simple lower high and a new lower low. Okay? So that when price comes back and shifts it, I'll just be waiting for a retest and then a buy. This is not a made up analysis or prediction that is of me just wanting the market to do what I need. No, it's what it should do at our OG level. The same way price reacted at this point, you saw it, price reacted at this level. So what I was waiting for, this is the trade I didn't take. Uh, I was waiting for this bullish push and a retest, and then we can sell, we can buy. But we never got the retest. And by the time we were getting the retest, the 4 hour was bullish. So when price came back here, we're now waiting for a shift. And where the shift was supposed to happen was far from our OG level. So we can't do anything again. But now price is back at our OG level. This means that I have to wait for price to retest back at this point, and then wait for price to make a new lower high and a new lower low. So if it wants to give me a buy position, it will give me a break and a retest I can use to then buy. This means also in the daily time frame, for me to get that buy, you can see that this is a very strong, this is a lot of volume, by the way, you can see. And this even made the weekly time frame to close with a strong engulfing candle, if you can see. Okay. Um, so this makes everything just a bit riskier because I'm expecting this week for price to buy. Okay. So this means that if price buys at this point, I need the price to buy with this intent. Okay. And if you can clearly see this, price has engulfed one, two, three candles, even though it's still bullish though. Okay. So what does this mean? This means that I will expect at least uh we'll need at least a very strong shift in the daily time frame that will hold, that can make at least the weekly close with a bullish candle, even though maybe it doesn't reach all the way up there, maybe even just half. Then next week we can get that completion of the push if price wants to buy. Okay. So this is the only way we can get this possible move. Okay. But we can't predict the future. We only have what we see is right for us to participate in the in a certain pair or in the market at large. Okay. Whether it's investing, it's stock analysis, it's bond markets, or everything. Uh, you need to have a reason you're either buying or selling. Okay? Because you can see there are a lot of people, maybe their level is they want to sell when price comes back here, they want to sell. Okay? And you can find that it might even sell, price can come back there, then sell. Okay? But what makes you be right is just how con how you just conduct your strategy. What I mean is, if your strategy is really correct, if your strategy is correct and your analysis is correct, and price ends up buying here in relation of a price moving from this level, and maybe some people got the analysis that they will be placing their buys from here. You with the analysis that makes you selling, want to sell from this level. You should then maybe learn why that didn't happen, or you just analyzed it wrongly. In the same case, if this price, I was to enter this buy and then price ends up selling, I should also examine myself why this sold. Is it because the market was just wrong, or uh or sorry, was I just wrong, or the market just decided to go the other direction? Okay. So that's it for this one. We really need the daily to give us something, especially that we are trading below the OG level. So we expect this to happen here. We expect this push above as well to repeat itself here. Just the same thing. Okay. Then we can buy here. Yeah. Uh, so since we've gone through this one, mm, sorry, let me change that. We are saying we need at least some structure here on the daily time frame. Then we will revisit our 4 hour analysis. Because the 4 hour is already showing us that we should expect at least a lower low. So this means there's a high chance that the next daily candle might also be a bearish candle. Okay. Um, so now, um, we've reached our crossroad. Okay. We have AUD, NZD, and we have AUD, NZD, and we have AUD card, and we have NZD card, and we have NZD USD, and GBP USD. So if we put all these in the weekly time frame, we can see that this one is having a very nice weekly close. This one also is having a very nice weekly close. GBP card, NZD card price is price at the very bad close. Yeah, that we can see. This is a very bad close. Why? Because this is a weekly time frame, and you've seen how strong this rejection is. So what we hope for is a very strong weekly push that at least will keep price above this OG level. Then the next one might complete the move. Okay. Same with AUD NZD. We also had a very bad close on the weekly time frame. But the good part is it didn't retest. It didn't break above this low. Yeah, the open. So we're still okay. AUD card, we had a very bad close. It was a weekly engulfing, but we needed that retest regardless. So how do we approach these pairs now? Okay, because by the look of things, only these three are in favor of our sale in the weekly time frame. Then They are fine if you analyze them at the weekly time frame. Most of them is having a very bad very bad reaction. Okay, but if you see again, if the daily has this bearish close, this will mean price wants to sell. Okay, and that would lead us to the sale we've been waiting for. NZD card. This is where the 4 hour shifts. Okay, and in this case, where we are is this level, this OG level. But I won't be using this OG level because it's very near to my daily higher low here. So let me just faint it. Okay. So since we fainted this means that we can have a buy, but price has to be at a sensible position for us to buy. Right? We need two things to happen. We need price to buy back into our level, which is price closing above this level. That's the first important step in this pair. AUD card is also the same thing. We need price buying back up our OG level. AUD NZD, we need price breaking below. So, we won't be trading. Which pair can we remove here? Because I want us to remove one and see if we can add USD card. USD card has a very high chance of retesting. The reason why I'm adding USD card is just to balance these things here. So one will move, don't worry. Let me just show you something. Also add JPY just to balance this because all we have is card pairs here. And if you can clearly see, most of these will need a lot of work for us to just catch that buy. So I'm choosing this with you guys, and so you can see it's raw content, nothing is made up. So we have to pick from these, okay? And these only have to remain maximum 5. So Euro GBP will stay, NZD USD will stay, AUD NZD will stay. Then yeah, also USD card will stay. 3, 4, 5. So we can pick from the rest here. These are the 4. Because we only need one to balance out this. Why am I picking this is because of the way their weekly time frames close. This is a very strong bearish engulfing. This is a very strong bearish engulfing also. For this one, for this one, for this one, I think we'll add AUD JPY. Yeah. Because USD card JPY and USD card, they are all buying. And most of the time these two they support each other because they move off the US value so most of the times. And USD JPY, it looks clean, but it also I need price to come back here, then shift on the daily, then show me it's holding on the daily time frame. Mm, and and on the 4-hour time frame, when price will be at this level, it will be bearish, meaning now I have to wait for price to shift and go bullish. You see? And for this one, when price comes back at this point, uh price will be bearish, everything will be bearish, but we expect price to make a new higher low, higher high and a new higher low, so that when we get the retest here, okay, I'll explain better. But let me just show you why the reason we've left out these USD JPY. Yes, it's fine. I can buy, but if you've really noticed most of these the recent weeks, we've been having a lot of weak rejections on this pair. And just to be safe, I think we'll pick AUD card. Yeah. We'll pick AUD card and then we can take it from there. Uh, so AUD, oh, sorry, I said USD. I should be saying USD card. So the only reason why I've left out AUD card is because of the weekly engulfing clause. NZD card is also because of the weekly engulfing clause. Okay. Cause if we can, let's say if I had this one here, right? And I say this one remains for next week. I'll just spectate on them. This is my trades. This is still too much. I need only 5. Okay? 5 is enough to make a decision. If I can't make a decision with 5 choices, then the sixth one will just be speculating. Okay? Because we have 5 trading days. You just need 5. Okay? Uh, and the lesser, the better. Because one day you just see me, when we go with time, one day you just see me trading with two pairs. And that's also fine. Okay? Mm, so, if you look at AUDJPY or NZD card, because all these we are not going to move them. These two we are not going to move them. But this one here, or this one, we might choose one that will leave us, okay? So if you look at this pair, while I am excited about selling this pair is because we have a target, and the target is this level here, okay? And the price closed with a strong bearish engulfing. NZD card, I can buy this pair, but even next week it's fine, okay? Because first of all, this is a very strong daily close, by the way, and you can see how close it is to my daily OG level. First of all, second, the 4-hour time frame. This is my 4-hour lower high. So this means that if I want to sell, I need the 4-hour to make a new lower high and a new lower low. Okay, so that I can at least buy when price shifts, and the shift will mean price will be bullish at this point here. Okay. And for the forward to give me that retest and that high low high high, this means I'm expecting another daily break. Okay. And what that means is that daily break might even take away my daily lower high, higher low, and making all this trade invalid, right? So, what I have now in mind is since we want to buy, right? And we can buy from this point here or that point, which is still fine. We can let this week play out while we observe, okay? And if it doesn't go as planned, that's fine, okay? So what we'll do is we'll wait for market to decide this week, giving ourselves some room and trading above the level that we'll feel confident in. Because this might even take 2 days for price to break above here, okay? And even maybe 3 days where price ends up even breaking the way above here and even buying, okay? But that's still fine, okay? Because the reason why I'm avoiding this is I want just to see how the weekly reacts from this engulfing candlestick, okay? It's about how the weekly reacts from this strong push, then we can take action, okay? We just don't take action just because we know the direction is on our side, but also take note of the way price reacts to the level, okay? This is a very strong weekly engulfing candlestick. And this might mean that price might even have in the next week at least 2 extra candles while price continues buying. Selling, sorry. And so the best way to play this safe is to just wait for price, have a close next week. Either price will close at this point with the daily push, that will be fine, or even above this level, we can still buy. And what's good if we close above this level, we'll now be buying based off the weekly OG level, the initial weekly OG level, which is this one here. You see, we'll be buying at this point where we intended to buy from. And this will just show us that, oh, price has now reacted and we are now back at the point where we were expecting to buy. This will mean that we'll just wait for a small pullback and then we can continue enjoying our buys with a free mind, knowing that price has retested all these lows and it still wants to buy. Okay? So this is the analysis, but we'll just let it be for this week. Okay, so we can push this one here. And we have these 5 here. Okay? And again, if you want, you can even leave 4. You know, you can leave 4. Mm, uh, but when we meet in the next session, then we'll wrap up the trades and we'll say what we are looking for in a short summary, and you can call it a session. This is helpful if you are watching it every day. And thank you if you're watching it every day because it's for your own benefit. For me, I really just upload this to help someone who might need it in the future, you know, because we'd never know, maybe our future kids might want to do something, stuff like this. And this might be helpful to one person or the other. That's why I show you everything. I don't really hide nothing from you because this is a business where we can all make some gain freely without being envious, jealous, and uh, holding grudges of our neighbors' gains, okay? Because it's all about percentage, you know? If you quote this trade here, this is a 1 to 3, okay? If you risk $10, you get $30. If you risk $300, you get $900. If you risk $100, you get $300. If you risk $100,000, you get $300,000. If you risk 1 million, you get 3 million. If you risk 30 million, you get 90 million. So if you, let's say you're just starting out and you risked $10 and you made 30, and you're now happy, "Ah, I made something." Then you go on your phone and scroll and you watch someone who just closed out a 3 million trade because they risked 1 million, and now you beat yourself to it. You're now jealous of the person. You're now envious. All of a sudden you want to act like them. You want to say bad stuff and blame, why is it me? Why do I not get the same results? But you're forgetting it's just a percentage gain. If you made $30 but you had a million, you'd have also made the same 3 million. You see? So it's really a business where if you see someone doing way better than you get inspired. It gives you the vision, the insight of, oh, if I also had risked more, I would have made more. But that doesn't make you feel bad, so you can now rush your progress and all of a sudden you want to put yourself in situations where you can just have something to then show for. Okay? Many of these people we see were doing way better than us. They were also in our situation, either big or small, black or white. They were also at the starting level. Everyone has a starting level. Either their start was maybe because they were helped by their families or they were given capital from people they know. The people gave them that capital. Also, when fighting for that future, they also had a starting ground. So when you see them doing better in your journey, either in any career, it's just a sign that you can also achieve the same thing. Just continue putting in the work and let it compound over time. Okay? Because what I'm saying is something that I battled with when I was beginning as well. And it made me make unnecessary decisions. It made me think I owe the market a trade every week, every day, because I was trying to catch up in a week. Forgetting the people I'm seeing, they've been doing this business for past 5 years, 7 years, and I just did it for 2 days. All of a sudden I want their results. You see? So step by step, guys, don't rush it and enjoy the moment because I'm sure when we get all we need, this is what we'll miss the journey because everything will now become easy. So this is the moments that count. The first $10, the first 10Ks, the first 1Ks, the first time you get your biggest goal. your first goal, your first promotion, your first everything. Just enjoy it and be thankful that God put you in a position to experience that happiness. Because what you have, there are others out there praying for it, fasting for it, ripping their clothes just to feel it, and you are busy there jealous of what someone has. Just be proud. And with time, everything you dream of will come to life. Just wait. So that's why you see me post these videos, and I'll continue posting them until I reach my goal, and then I'll stop. And they'll remain free, they'll remain here, and whoever will need them will come back and use them, you know. So we just help each other. If you like it, you don't even need to subscribe, but you can just watch it and learn something, you know. That's why you never hear me say subscribe for more. So no, no. That's something we used to do when we were starting, you know. But I realized if I charge you for it, what's what's the benefit of it from me, you know? Because all this knowledge I'm sharing to you, I never paid anything, not even a dollar. All I paid with was my time and effort, that's all. So that's what I also can share. I can charge you guys and just give it to you for free. Because I also just had it for free just by putting in the time and hard work. So it makes sense, makes no sense again. Come here and say, give you 2 videos, or when now you guys notice me and you run back to my channel and say, and you now find it closed all of a sudden, and I'm saying to watch over my past videos, you need to pay this amount. No, it's free, no? And the reason why I'll leave it free is because I know only a few people watch it, and the few that watch it will really want to learn. Because people don't like things that are free unless there is an external value added to it, unless you pay something to it. But someone with a deep desire to learn and is given an opportunity for free will make use of that opportunity every year, every day. You don't need to pay for it. Because even me, I never paid, but it was just my desire to learn. If I had no desire and it was just free information, I'd have just easily thrown it in the bin. But because I needed that desire to learn and I had my whys, you know. So, so that's why you always see it for free. Yeah, but we're on this journey together, guys. We all start from somewhere, okay? Don't just give up. Don't just give up. Anyway, we'll meet at the last session at 10 p.m. Then we can call it a day. Thank you guys for your patience and time, and hope you had a very good day. And maybe if you're tired, you can sleep and you still find the video the next day, and you still benefit from it. Okay. So God bless you and enjoy your free time.
Okay. Mm, we can continue and finish up the video. Okay. So we can now finish up our day and you can pick our pairs. So we've already picked. We have Euro GBP. This is another pair we'll be wanting to sell. Where we'll be waiting for price to retest this level for a time frame and give us a proper 4 time frame uh opportunity to sell. Okay, that's what we'll be looking out for. As the daily time frame, you can see everything is fine. The daily also had this bearish close, so we're just going to be waiting for it for our formation, then we can catch this sale. NZD USD. This pair is also ready for sales, but we're looking for a daily retest here and that daily confirmation, which will show us that price is holding. And I'm sure uh, you all know that when price will be at this level, the 4 hour might be bullish. So in the process of us waiting for that shift, that's when we can have the daily shifting, giving us a daily holding signal. Okay. So now, the next thing we can do is AUD NZD is also our next thing. Uh, and for this one, we want the daily to give us a bearish candle. You see? So this case, we want it to break below here. So what happens in this situation is that the daily time frame, the 4 hour time frame will have a chance of shifting this point here, you know. And who knows, we can even have maybe we can end up having a high here, okay? And then a shift at this point so we can sell. Then yeah, so that's what we can end up having. Then in USD card, um, we are just going to wait for the daily to retest this level. And when we get this retest, price will have a shift, and then when it is at this point here, we'll wait for a break above. And when we get this break above, at the same time we have the daily being bullish. Okay, at that point. Okay, so we are just waiting first. The first step is we get the daily retest at this point, then we can now proceed. ADJPY. We are going to be waiting for a daily retest first of all. And when price comes back at this point, then we'll see what goes on next. But the first important thing is we are going to be waiting for that daily retest. Then we'll see how we apply the sale. Okay. Then I think that's it. And can call it a day. And thank you guys for watching.
Hope you have a very good night.